What if I told you that right now, yes, at this very moment, you have access to your loved ones who've passed on? No rituals, no seances, no expensive spiritual retreats or ancient spells. Just you, right now, as you are, in your room, on your walk, driving your car. You can reach them, feel them, maybe even hear them. Not with your ears, but with something much older, deeper, with the part of you that never dies. I know, it sounds like the opening line to a fantasy movie or a late-night documentary. But what I'm about to share with you comes not from fiction, but from something far more intimate: experience. 8 years ago, I lost my wife. And when I say lost, I mean it in the most human way. One day she was there, laughing, singing to our dog in the kitchen, giving me that look across the table that only we understood. And the next day, she wasn't. In the weeks that followed, I descended into a silence so thick it didn't feel like I was living anymore. I was functioning, working, answering texts, smiling when people asked if I was okay, but I wasn't there. Not really. And then, one night, about a month later, I dreamed of her. Or at least I thought it was a dream. She didn't speak, she just looked at me. Not sad, not angry, just calm. And when I woke up, my pillow was soaked in tears. But I felt something. I felt like she was still here. That was the beginning. And since that night, I've spent the last 8 years exploring the edge between this world and the next. The space where grief meets wonder, where heartbreak becomes a portal. And I've come to believe something I once thought impossible. We are never truly alone, and we never truly lose those we love. I'm not going to tell you this journey is easy. I'm not going to promise you instant signs, high-definition visions, or ghostly voices whispering your name. But I am going to tell you this: the connection is real. It exists. And once you learn to tune in, you'll realize it was always there. Let's start by asking a question most of us never really consider. What is separation? We think of it as distance, between two people, two hearts, two places. But is that all it is? Think about someone you love who's far away. Maybe they live across the country or across the world. You don't see them every day. You don't hear their voice. But if you close your eyes and truly focus, you can feel them. The memory floats back in. You can hear their laugh in your head. You feel the warmth of a hug that happened months or years ago. And in that moment, you realize they're not really gone. They're just not here physically. Now take that understanding and stretch it just a little further. What if death was just a more extreme version of that physical distance? What if our loved ones weren't somewhere unreachable, but simply somewhere we're not trained to perceive? You see, we've been taught from childhood to believe in a strict material world. 3 dimensions, 1 linear time. Touch, sight. If we can't measure it, it must not exist. But that's not how reality actually works. Even science, yes, science, is beginning to challenge these limits. Quantum physics has revealed a universe far stranger and more fluid than our senses can detect. Particles appear and disappear. Time stretches and folds. Energy connects across vast distances instantly, in a phenomenon Einstein once called spooky action at a distance. And guess what? Your consciousness, your mind, your heart, is also made of that same energy. The point is this: you're not limited to this body. You're not limited to this place. And you're not limited to this narrow slice of reality we call life. The idea that the afterlife is some faraway place, up in the clouds, beyond the stars, is a myth. It's not far. It's right here, right now, just vibrating at a frequency that most of us aren't tuned into. Imagine a radio. You're listening to one station, say 98.3 FM, but the signal for 102.7 FM is also right there. It's in the air, around you. You just can't hear it until you change the dial. That's what connecting with the afterlife is like. It's not about traveling somewhere. It's about tuning in. And the dial, your tuning mechanism, is something you've had with you your whole life. It's your mind, your imagination, your memory, your love. These aren't just emotions or mental tricks. They're the exact tools you need to begin making contact. So if you've ever wondered why sometimes a scent reminds you of someone who's gone, or a song plays at the exact moment you think of them, or you wake from a dream feeling like they were really there, that's not your mind playing tricks. That's the signal breaking through. Now that we've peeled back the layers of what we think we know about life and death, let's talk about how you can actually start to connect. There are two simple yet powerful ways to bridge the gap between this world and the next. They're not complex. They don't require years of spiritual training or hours of meditation. In fact, you already have them. These gateways, these keys to accessing the afterlife, are imagination and memory. Let's start with imagination. I know what you might be thinking. Imagination? That's just make-believe, right? Daydreams, fantasy, and the occasional wishful thinking. But what if imagination is actually something far more profound? You see, imagination isn't just the stuff of childhood dreams. It's the ability to tap into the invisible world, the world beyond the material, the world that exists outside of linear time and physical limitations. When you imagine something, anything, it's not just some thought floating in your head. It's you, reaching out into the infinite potential of reality. Imagination is like a mental antenna that tunes into frequencies, some of which exist far beyond our physical plane. For example, imagine this. You're sitting in your living room, and you close your eyes. You're not physically traveling anywhere, but in your mind, you're instantly transported to the beach. You feel the sand beneath your toes, hear the waves crashing, and smell the salty ocean air. Now, here's the kicker. That beach you imagined, it exists somewhere. It might not be the exact same beach, but the feeling, the experience, it's real. Imagination allows you to explore realms of existence that the physical world doesn't show you. And this is where things get interesting. When it comes to contacting those who've passed on, imagination becomes your spiritual Google. You can use it to search for them, direct your mind to them, no matter where they are in the grand scheme of things. By closing your eyes, by reaching out with your mind, you open a portal. And that portal connects you to places, spaces, that don't belong to the material world. So, how does that apply to your loved ones who've crossed over? Well, imagine that they are still out there, in a frequency just beyond your reach. When you consciously focus on them, on their essence, their spirit, you are tuning your mind to their station. And suddenly, just like that radio dial we talked about earlier, you start to hear them. In your mind, in your heart, and sometimes even in the world around you. Now, let's move on to memory, the second powerful gateway. Memory is an incredible tool because it's personal. It's like a mental map of your experiences, your encounters, your relationships. And when it comes to reaching your loved ones in the afterlife, memories become a way to access specific moments, those sacred times that you shared with them. Think about it. When you close your eyes and think of someone you love who's passed away, what happens? You remember their face, their voice, that laugh that could brighten any room. You're not just recalling random details. You're tapping into specific frequencies tied to specific moments in time. And, like imagination, memory doesn't follow the strict rules of linear time. When you remember your loved one, you're not limited to the past. They are here right now. Their essence is alive within your memory, and it continues to vibrate in your consciousness. This means that when you want to reach them, all you have to do is think of them. Bring up a memory, a specific moment. As you do, you are aligning with their frequency, their vibration, and you are opening a channel to communicate. Here's the beauty of memory. The more you exercise this, the clearer and more vivid those memories will become. And as you spend time visiting those memories, remembering their voice, their touch, their smile, you are strengthening your connection to them. Now that you understand the gateways, the pathways of imagination and memory, let's talk about how you can practice tuning into your loved ones. Because this isn't just about theory, it's about doing, it's about practicing. Think of this process like learning to play a musical instrument. At first, you might not be able to play the tune perfectly, but with time, practice, and patience, the music starts to flow more easily. And suddenly, you're not just playing notes. You're creating something beautiful. The same goes for connecting with your loved ones in the afterlife. Step 1. Create a sacred space. Before you begin any kind of connection, it's essential to create a space where you can focus. This doesn't mean you need to light candles or burn incense, unless that's what helps you. It simply means creating a moment of stillness, a mental space where your attention is free from distractions. Find a quiet corner of your home, or maybe take a walk in nature. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and let go of any stress, any worries, any mental clutter. This moment is yours. Step 2. Focus on your heart. Once you're in this quiet space, bring your attention to your heart. The heart is often seen as the seat of emotions, but it's also the seat of your connection to the world beyond. When you want to tune into your loved ones, you need to do so with love. Because love is the most powerful tuning fork there is. Think back to the memories you've shared, the joy, the laughter, the moments of deep connection. Feel that love, warm, comforting, unconditional. If grief rises up, that's okay. Let it. Love and grief often dance together. But as you allow that love to flow, know that you're also opening a channel, a bridge from your heart to theirs. Step 3. Use imagination. Now, once you're settled into this space of love and focus, use your imagination. Imagine the person you wish to reach. See their face, hear their voice. Picture their smile, the way they made you feel. Imagine the energy of their presence, the warmth of their touch, the way they laughed with you. These images and feelings aren't just in your head, they are real, existing in another form. By imagining them, you're tuning into that form. And when you imagine, don't hold back. Don't be afraid to feel. Let the emotions flow, whether they're joy, sorrow, gratitude, or love. Emotions are like vibrations that amplify the connection. Step 4. Recall memories. Next, recall a specific memory that you shared with them. It could be something simple like a walk in the park or a holiday meal. Don't just remember the details. Feel the emotion that came with it. As you recall this memory, imagine you're right back in that moment. Everything is just as it was, and you are connected to them in that moment right now. The more vividly you can remember, the stronger the connection. Because, as we've discussed, memories exist beyond time. They are part of the fabric of the universe, woven into the very essence of existence. Step 5. Allow signs and messages to come through. As you begin to practice this process, you may notice subtle things start to happen. You might experience signs, things that feel too coincidental to be random. A song plays that reminds you of them. You see a butterfly or a bird or something that feels like it's tied to their presence. These are signs, but don't expect anything dramatic. The signs might be small, a fleeting thought, a sudden memory, a fleeting glimpse of something that reminds you of them. And if at first nothing seems to happen, don't worry. This process takes time. The more you practice, the stronger the connection will become. Step 6. Keep your heart open. The last and most important step, keep your heart open. The connection you're seeking is not about seeking proof or looking for something to happen. It's about staying open to whatever comes, without attachment or expectation. So keep practicing, keep imagining, keep remembering, because love is the bridge that connects all things. It's the thread that ties us to each other, to those we've lost, and to the infinite beyond. As you begin to open yourself up to the possibility of connecting with those who've passed, something extraordinary happens. What once seemed like ordinary, mundane events now appear to hold deeper meaning. Coincidences? Maybe. But if you've ever lost someone you loved, you might start to wonder, could these be signs, small messages from the other side? The first sign, unexplained coincidences. One of the most common ways that the afterlife makes itself known is through what we might call synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that seem too precise to be random. For instance, you might suddenly hear the name of your loved one in a conversation at the exact moment you're thinking of them. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but what if it isn't? What if these events are signs, subtle nudges from the other side, letting you know that they're still there, still thinking of you, still with. Synchronicities are like little breadcrumbs scattered across your life, guiding you to recognize a deeper connection that exists beyond the physical world. The second sign, feeling their presence. Another sign that you might experience is a sudden change in energy. You might feel a chill in the air, or a warm, comforting sensation, like an invisible hand brushing against your shoulder. Some people have even reported the sensation of being hugged. It might be a fleeting sensation, almost like a thought or a whisper. This is what I like to call a reality glitch. And in those moments, you're not imagining it. You are experiencing their presence, their energy, their frequency. It's real, and it's a beautiful reminder that they are still there with you, just beyond the veil. The third sign, the power of scent and sound. Scent is another powerful way the afterlife communicates with us. You might be standing in your kitchen, and out of nowhere the smell of roses fills the air. Or you catch a whiff of a fragrance you associate with a loved one who passed years ago. This happens because scent is directly linked to the limbic system, the part of your brain responsible for emotions and memories. So when you smell something familiar, your mind doesn't just recall the scent, it recalls the feeling. And when you experience that scent out of nowhere, it's a powerful sign that they are close to you, reaching out to make sure you know they're there. The fourth sign, the power of dreams. Dreams are another common way our loved ones make their presence known. Have you ever had a dream that felt so real, so vivid, that it stayed with you long after you woke up? It might be the first time in years you've seen their face in your dream, and the conversation feels like it's happening right now, in the present moment. These dreams aren't just your subconscious processing emotion. In these dreams, they are real, and the love between you is just as tangible as it was in life. The fifth sign, physical objects and signs from nature. Sometimes, the signs from the afterlife come in the form of physical objects. Maybe you find an object that belonged to your loved one in a place where you're sure you didn't leave it. Or perhaps you see a feather or a butterfly. Even animals can serve as messengers from the other side. These signs are like whispers from the universe, reminders that love transcends physical boundaries and that our connection to those we've lost is eternal. The most important thing to remember: no matter how these signs appear to you, the most important thing is trusting them. Trust that they are messages, not random events. And the more you open yourself up to these signs, these messages, the stronger the connection becomes. So when you see something that seems too coincidental to be a coincidence, don't dismiss it. When you feel their presence, don't brush it off. When you hear that song or smell that scent, believe. Now that we've talked about how to tune in, how to recognize the signs, and how to open the channels of connection with those who've passed, there's one more thing we need to address. Something just as important as everything we've discussed so far, and that's grief. Grief is a natural part of life. It's the response to love. But here's something I've learned in my own journey. Grief is not the opposite of love. Grief is the other side of the same coin. It is love's echo, its shadow, its reminder that you are still connected. When we grieve, we feel the depth of our connection to the one we've lost. And in those moments of sorrow, we may feel like we are losing them all over again. Love doesn't fade with time. It doesn't dissipate into the air like the scent of a flower. It stays. And so, when you are grieving, know this. It's okay. It's okay to feel sadness. It's okay to cry. But what's even more important than grief is love. Love as the bridge. Love is the strongest connection we have. When you love someone, you create a bond that outlives the body. And that bond doesn't disappear when they pass away. It transcends. And in the process of grief, as you mourn the loss of their physical presence, the connection remains. What you're experiencing is the transition, the shift from physical presence to spiritual presence. You are still linked to them. You always will be. And the more you allow love to guide you through the grief, the stronger that connection will become. The healing power of love. So, if you're reading this and you're in the middle of grief right now, if you're missing someone so deeply it hurts to even think about them, please know this. Your loved ones are not gone. They are not lost. They are right here, just beyond your reach. And the love you share with them is still alive. It's still vibrating, still alive. Take a deep breath. Feel the love you have for them. Let it fill your heart, your body, your soul. Feel it, not as sorrow, but as strength, as a bridge. This love is the most powerful force in the universe, and it is always with you. Releasing grief and embracing love. Letting go of grief doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean pretending like they never existed or that their absence doesn't hurt. Letting go of grief means releasing the weight that holds you down, allowing yourself to embrace. Grief is heavy. Love is light. And as you move through the process of mourning, try to shift your focus from what you've lost to what you still have. The love, the memories, the connection. When you're ready, allow yourself to embrace the love that's still with you. Let it be your guide. Let it be your strength. Because the more you embrace love, the more you'll feel their presence. The more you'll hear their voice. The more you'll feel their touch. The more you'll know that they are with you, not in some distant world, but right here, right now, in the depths of your heart. At this point, we've covered a lot of ground. We've explored how to tune in. Okay, but there's one more thing I want to talk about before we wrap up. How to live beyond the limitations. It's a big concept, but let me explain. The illusion of separation. We've already talked about how love connects us to those who've crossed over. The reality you experience is built on your perceptions, on what you believe is possible. And here's the truth. Think about it. You can't see radio waves, but you know they exist because you can tune into them. You can't see Wi-Fi signals, but you know they're there because you use them every day. You can't see air. These are all forms of energy moving at different frequencies. Now, what if I told you that the same principle applies to the afterlife? What if the reality we experience, the one we can see, touch, and measure, is just a small slice of a much bigger picture? What if, just like radio waves, there are other frequencies just outside our perception, frequencies where our loved ones still exist, still communicate, still live? This isn't science fiction. This is the very nature of reality itself, transcending the boundaries of time and space. When you begin to open yourself up to these deeper realities, you start to experience a shift. You stop seeing the world in terms of solid, unchanging objects, and you begin to see everything as, when you let go of the idea that reality is limited to what your senses tell you, something amazing happens. You start to realize that you're not bound by time, space, or the physical world. You are part of and in this interconnected web, you can tap into memories, yes, but you can also you can access wisdom from beyond this world, whether it's from your loved ones who've passed or from a deeper part of yourself. You are not just a body living in this world. You are consciousness, an eternal, infinite being experiencing this moment in time, connected to everything. And when you realize that you are part of the infinite web, you start to live differently, living with awareness. So how do you start living with this awareness? First, it's important to remember that you are always connected to your loved ones, to the universe, to everything around you. This connection never fades. Living with this awareness means acknowledging that all things are interconnected. It means knowing that your actions, your thoughts, your intentions ripple out into the world, affecting not only those around you, but also the spiritual world that exists just beyond the veil. Living with this awareness means trusting that you are being guided, trusting that the universe, God, spirit, whatever you choose to call it, is always working in your favor. It means seeing the beauty in the small moments, feeling the warmth of the sun, hearing the rustle of the leaves, appreciating the love you still feel for those who've passed. Because when you live with awareness, life becomes a dance, one where you are not alone, but part of a larger, ever-flowing rhythm of love and connection. Beyond this life, understanding your eternal nature. And here's the most amazing part of all. You are not limited to this life. You are not just this body. You are eternal. The death of your physical body doesn't mean the end of your existence. It's just a transition, a step into a new form, a new dimension. And as much as you may miss the physical presence of your loved ones, remember this: they too are eternal. The energy that makes up who we are, our consciousness, our love, our essence, it changes. It evolves. It moves from one form to another, flowing through the universe like energy that can never be destroyed. And once you begin to embrace this, once you understand that you are part of something much bigger, life takes on a whole new meaning. You start to live with the knowledge that you are infinite, and so are those you love. As we reach the final stages of this journey together, there's one more thing I want to leave you with. Living with confidence and peace, both here, in this life, and beyond. It's one thing to understand that your loved ones are still with you, that you can connect with them beyond the veil. It's another to live fully, without fear, without doubt, knowing that love transcends the boundaries of life and death. So, let's talk about how you can embrace this connection and live with peace in your heart every single day. Confidence in the eternal connection. When you understand that you are eternally connected to those you love, whether they are here in this physical world or have passed on, it shifts everything. It takes away the fear. It takes away the doubt. Because you realize that death is not the end. It's just another phase in an eternal journey. The people you've loved, the relationships you've shared, the memories you've created, they don't just disappear when someone leaves this world. They are alive within you. They are alive in your heart, in your memories, and in the invisible threads of connection that stretch across dimensions. Once you fully embrace this truth, you can live confidently, knowing that you are never truly separated from anyone you love. No matter how many miles lie between you, no matter how many years pass, no matter the circumstances, you are always connected. This connection is your source of strength, your constant source of peace. And when you feel lost or when life feels overwhelming, you can always come back to that knowing that love is the ultimate truth. Peace in the present moment. Living with peace comes from understanding that no matter what happens in this life, you are never alone. You are always guided, always supported by the love that connects you to everyone and everything. But living with peace also means embracing the present moment. When you focus on the present, you let go of the fears of the future and the regrets of the past. You embrace the here and now, knowing that each moment is filled with possibility. If you're grieving, don't fight it. If you're sad, don't suppress it. If you're unsure, don't avoid it. Feel everything. Experience everything. But also know that every moment is part of your journey and you can find peace within it. You can sit with the pain, yes. You can hold the sadness. But peace comes from allowing yourself to move through it, not stay stuck in it. By finding peace within yourself, you create an inner sanctuary that allows you to live confidently, knowing that you are always connected to the greater flow of life. Living with love and gratitude. As you move forward, here's the secret to living with peace and confidence. Live with love and gratitude. Gratitude for the love you've shared with those who are still here. Gratitude for the memories that continue to shape your life. Gratitude for the signs and messages that reassure you that they're still with you. Gratitude for the love that continues to exist beyond the veil. And most importantly, live with love for yourself. Love for who you are and for all that you've been through. Love for the journey you're on and the lessons it brings. When you live with love, you open the floodgates of peace and confidence. Love is the most powerful energy in the universe, and when you allow it to guide you, you will feel the calm certainty that comes from knowing you are supported, you are guided, and you are never truly alone. Embracing the infinite connection. So as we wrap up this journey together, I want you to remember this. Your loved ones are always with you. The love you shared with them is eternal. And no matter what happens in this life, that love will continue to guide you, protect you, and fill your heart with peace. You are an infinite being connected to everything, and everything is connected to you. Your life doesn't end with death. It continues, flows, and expands into the vast expanse of eternity. And now, as you go forward, carry this truth in your heart. You are never alone. You are always loved. And you are always connected to the infinite. Now that we've explored how to connect with the other side, how to find peace within grief, and how to live confidently with the understanding that love is eternal, let's talk about something even more profound. Living a life of purpose, not just in the physical realm, but beyond the veil. What does it mean to live a life of purpose when we know that death is not the end? What does it mean to serve a higher calling, knowing that there's more to existence than what we see and touch? The answer lies in the very connection we've been talking about. When you begin to understand that you are eternally connected to everything, whether it's the people you love, the universe itself, or the infinite flow of life, you realize something powerful. Your purpose extends beyond this world, and it's waiting for you to align with it. Purpose in the context of eternity. Living with purpose doesn't mean you have to have all the answers right now. It doesn't mean that you have to know exactly what your mission is or what you should be doing every single day. But it does mean this: your life, your actions, your choices, all of them are part of a greater plan. You are here for a reason, and that reason isn't just for the temporary physical experiences you have in this body. It's to expand, to grow, to learn, and to contribute to the greater web of existence. When you begin to live with the understanding that you are part of something much bigger, your perspective shifts. You stop seeing yourself as a small, separate entity. You see yourself as an important part of the eternal flow of life. A flow that connects you to your loved ones, to the universe, and to the very essence of existence itself. And this understanding, this connection to the eternal, gives you the strength to live with purpose, aligning with your higher self. So how do you align with this purpose? How do you live a life that reflects your connection to the infinite, while still navigating the challenges of the physical world? The key is to listen. Listen to the quiet whispers within. Listen to the signs, the synchronicities, the moments of insight that often come in unexpected ways. You don't need to have everything figured out, but you do need to stay open to the guidance that comes from the world beyond this one. That guidance might come through a feeling, a thought, a dream, or even a simple moment of clarity. Living with purpose is about listening to that guidance and then taking action on it, no matter how small or how big the steps may be. Trust that as you follow this guidance, you are walking the path that aligns with your soul's purpose. Purpose beyond the physical. Now, living with purpose doesn't just apply to your personal life or your physical world. It extends into the spiritual. It extends into the afterlife. You see, the afterlife isn't some abstract, distant concept. It's just another dimension of existence, one that is just as alive, just as purposeful as this one. When you cross over, you don't leave your purpose behind. In fact, many believe that after we leave this world, our purpose only expands. The work you do here, the love you give, the lessons you learn, the ways you grow, continues on in the afterlife. And just as you are part of the eternal flow of life now, you will continue to play a role in that flow once you've passed over. Purpose doesn't end with death. It simply transforms. Living a life of legacy. One of the most beautiful aspects of living a life of purpose is the legacy you create. Your legacy isn't just about the things you leave behind in the physical world. It's about the impact you have on the people you love and the world around you. Every moment you spend living, with love, with kindness, with intention, is part of the legacy you leave behind. Every lesson you share, every soul you touch, every connection you make, it all carries forward into eternity. And here's the thing: your loved ones, those who have passed on, are still part of that legacy. They are still contributing to the flow of life, just in a different form. Living with purpose now. So, how do you start living with purpose right here, right now? Start by being present. Be present with the people you love. Be present with the experiences you're having. Be present with yourself. Start by being kind to yourself, to others, to the world around you. Start by living with gratitude for the love you share, for the lessons you learn, for the gift of life itself. And most importantly, start by living with love. Because love is the key to everything. It's the key to unlocking your purpose. It's the key to connecting with your higher self. It's the key to living a life that transcends time, space, and the limitations of this world. You are part of something much bigger than you realize. And when you live with the understanding that you are connected to the eternal flow of life, you will live with purpose, peace, and confidence, knowing that you are never truly alone. And now, as we come to the end of this journey together, I want to leave you with one last thought. moving forward with love and trust. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But living with love, trust, and an open heart is what makes life truly meaningful. It's what keeps us connected, both to those we love and to the endless flow of energy that surrounds us. For so long, many of us have been taught to fear the unknown, to fear what comes after death. But what if the only thing we truly need to fear is not living fully? What if, instead of fearing the end, we chose to celebrate the journey and trust that love is the constant that guides us both in this life and beyond? Living with love and trust in the present moment. To move forward with love and trust, you first have to be present. In this moment. Right now. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, now. Living fully means embracing everything, the joys, the challenges, the moments of peace, and the moments of grief. When you live in the moment, you are no longer bound by the past or the future. You are free to live as your truest self. Trust that life will unfold as it should, in the perfect timing and rhythm of the universe. Trust that just as you are connected to your loved ones now, you will continue to be connected in ways that transcend the physical realm. Trusting the process of life and death. And here's where trust comes in. Trust that the process of life and death is not something to fear, but something to embrace. Death is not the end, it's simply the next step, the next phase of your eternal journey. When you understand this, you can begin to trust that life will continue to guide you even after your loved ones have crossed over. You are never truly alone, and you never will be. Trust that your loved ones are still with you, still guiding you, still part of your journey. Trust that their love for you doesn't disappear with their physical form. It stays, always, in the energy that surrounds you, moving forward with purpose and gratitude. As you continue your journey, moving forward, remember the most important thing. Live with purpose. Live with gratitude. Live with love. Your purpose doesn't end when your body does. Your soul is eternal, and the love you've given and received continues to ripple through eternity. The love you have for your loved ones doesn't stop at their death. It remains a vibrant force, carrying them with you, carrying you with them forever. And with that love comes a sense of peace. A peace that comes from knowing that everything is as it should be. A peace that comes from living with trust, that no matter what, you are part of something much larger than yourself. Final thoughts. Living beyond limits. So, as we reach the end of this exploration, I want you to take one last thing with you. You are never alone. You are part of an infinite, eternal web of love and connection. And that love, that energy, that light will guide you through every moment of your life, now and forever. When you open your heart, when you trust the process, when you live with love and purpose, you move beyond the limitations of this physical world. You begin to understand that life, this life and the next, is about love, growth, and connection. It's about recognizing that death is not an end, but a transition. And through every transition, the love you share with those you cherish will continue, unchanged, unbroken. So live. Live with the knowledge that you are part of something bigger. Live with love, with purpose, and with the confidence that your journey continues. You are eternal. You are loved. And you are never truly alone. This series has taken us on a journey of connecting with loved ones who have crossed over, understanding the nature of love and connection, and learning how to live with purpose, peace, and trust. The core message is that love is eternal and that our connections transcend the physical realm. By embracing love and trust, we are able to live confidently and fully, knowing we are always guided and never alone.